Hey guys, welcome to another video from Historic Militaria. Today we're going to be looking at the Polish WZ-50 helmet, which was pretty much the first of the Cold War era helmets that the Polish designed and started using. And these were made for a really, really long time, even after the WZ-67 and some other improved helmets had come out. I believe they were made for export for quite some time. This is an example, this one right here is an example of one that came out of the wrap. And as you can see underneath it, we actually have an example still in the original factory sort of wax paper wrap. And this is pretty typical of Soviet helmets as well. You can find unissued Soviet helmets and Polish helmets in this crinkly, disgusting paper, which comes off really easily, but I've left it on this one just as an example of what they would look like when they were in storage. So without further ado, we'll take a look at the WZ-50. This is a very much Soviet Ssh40 inspired design. The difference being you've got high rivets, whereas the Soviet design used a low rivet. So you've got one rivet here, you have that same rivet on the other side, and then you have a rear rivet, so 3 total. But otherwise, the design is very similar of a lot of Cold War era helmets. And flipping it over on the inside, very much a German liner style. Leather, which you really didn't see on Soviet helmets, and quite a few Eastern Bloc countries did not use leather. The Polish helmets were always pretty well made. They're heavy. They're just nice helmets. And they're becoming fairly uncommon. You don't see a lot of these floating around anymore. A few years ago, they were you couldn't turn around without tripping over them. But it's a case of everyone who kind of wants one now had a chance to get them, and they put them off thinking they'd always be around, and now suddenly you're looking for them. They're kind of hard to find. So if you come across one, snap it up if you're interested in them. And you've got a leather chin strap. Just an all-around really nicely well-made helmet. With your typical buckle attachment there. This one, I believe, is actually not marked like most of them are. Most of the time, you're going to see a big stamp inside the crown here. This one does not have it, but the liner itself is dated 1962. So figure that's probably about when the helmet was made. Obviously, again, German-style liner with your 8 tongues. This one's got the original string, which would go through all these holes here, but it is just out of the factory wrap and not set up yet for use. So it's just pretty much how they came when you picked them out of storage, and they are still available in this kind of condition. Obviously, as we can see from this guy here, but just a kind of interesting helmet you don't see floating around all the time. If you're interested in Cold War era stuff, you should definitely think about snapping one of these up. And as always, remember to like and subscribe, and we'll be looking at more interesting helmets as time permits. Thanks for watching.